I still believe that The Wolf Man is one of the greatest movies of all time. I never planned to write such a long poem. This one is a synthesis and distillation of reflections I'd been carrying around in my head since I was 10 years old. I wrote The Wolf Man in 2000 and 2001. A few days before Halloween in 2002, I got an opportunity to read the entire poem before a group of poets at Prospero's bookstore. It wowed them. Happy Halloween, 2010. The Wolf Man. It's a strange town for an engineer to come home to after all those years in America, away from father and estate. Sad, too, that a brother's ill-timed death by accident has to be the occasion for Larry and Sir John to reconcile their past. Sad and strange, especially if your name is Larry Talbot. Curious, too, how everyone knows that poem and feels obliged to recite to old Larry. Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright. He must hear it a half-dozen times, yet he never complains or grows weary of it. Boy, I sure would. Yes, it's a strange burg, a peculiar one. The fog at Universal, for instance, is unlike fog anywhere in the world. It is tied to the appearance of the full moon, like the poem and the music and the people and everything else in this film. But that's okay. You get the feeling Larry hasn't had any all the time he's been away. So naturally, he's going to turn that telescope to Evelyn Anker's window like any normal pervert would who's got a bad case of impacted lust. He watches her dress and makes a date. Turn on the fog machine and what do you know? The gypsies roll into town. Hitler missed this bunch. Good thing, too, otherwise this film might lose its charm. But whammo! Luscious Evelyn's got a surprise, the ugly girlfriend lurking in the doorway. Sorry, Larry, no pussy tonight. Fate's got other plans in store for you. Get bit, Larry. You're gonna be the living proof that Freud was right. Tonight. Leave us not forget Bela. They ran out of fake names when it got to Count Dracula, so they said, "You can just be Bela, Mr. Lugosi." What an ungodly array of talent graces this movie, by the way. Maria Uspenskaya, she knows the poem. Ralph Bellamy, Claude Rains, you know the lineup. Big. Big. Monsters, every one. We know, as Lon does, the ugly girlfriend's got to go. Sure, turning into a wolf and tearing out her jugular with your teeth's a bit drastic mayhap, but these are drastic times calling for drastic measures, and besides, she's got to go. Bela the gypsy fortune-teller is jonesing in the tent when she arrives, the ugly girlfriend. When will I be married? Jenny wants to know. Baby, you said the magic word. Bela can't tell you anything tonight. Come back tomorrow. In fact, you'd better go quickly. Run! Hysterical, the ugly girlfriend bolts into the fog. Bela's seen the pentagram in her hand, resigned to the old, familiar, inexorable change about to overtake him. Outside his tent, a tethered horse neighs and snorts and rears in perfect adrenaline equine terror. Larry and Gwen hear her screams as they rush to the scene of her attack. Fortunately, Larry has bought a cane with a silver handle in the shape of a wolf. In a battle as impressionistic as a dream by Monet, he kills the wolf then wounded, collapses himself. Later, we'll wonder why Bela became a wolf with 4 legs when Larry becomes a 2-legged wolfman, but no matter. Events pile up quickly after that, uncontrollably yet beautifully cascading to a predestined close. The old gypsy woman takes Gwen and Larry home, then disappears, Jenny's body discovered, her throat torn out, and Bela's shoeless corpse lying near, beside the killer Cain. I know, I'm leaving things out. It is hard to say everything about such pure genre poetry. Yes, there are glitches, lacunae. How, for example, does Larry go from standing in a sleeveless white undershirt as he's being transformed by the full moon's eerie glow that first time, to skulking in a long-sleeved black shirt with the top collar button buttoned and obviously stuffed to make us think he's furry underneath? And that scene with Gwen's fiancé, Frank Andrews, whose dog won't stop barking at Larry. He knows. When Frank won't shake the hand Larry offers. I just couldn't take my eyes off that walking stick of his, Frank says when Gwen asks why he was so rude. Well, I'm no Freudian, but some things you just shouldn't stare at too long. Is it mere coincidence that old Frank just happens to be gamekeeper on Larry's father's estate? Class discomfort is a major sub-theme of this flick. Or the little touches like that sign for Sane Man Products Larry stands in front of outside Gwen's father's antique shop. Or the priest's exchange with the old gypsy woman. Fighting heathens is as hard as fighting Satan himself. Larry eavesdrops on In the Catacomb. Or the benediction Maria O. delivers over Bela's coffin. The way you walked was thorny, through no fault of your own, but as rain enters the soil, rivers enter the sea, so tears run to a predestined end. Your suffering is over, Bela, my son. It is the same prayer she will make twice more in this film, once to save Larry when he's caught in the trap, and again at the end while Sir John watches the mutation of the creature he has killed into that of his son, before Ralph Bellamy and the others arrive. Speaking of Colonel Montford, Ralph Bellamy, what a piece of work he is. Larry must have rushed to Gwen's defense and was killed by the wolf. I'm sorry, Sir John. What? No autopsy? I mean, Sir John just beat the wolf man to death with the same silver-headed cane Larry used on Bela, yet there's not a wound or anything on Larry. His hair's even nicely slicked back for the camera. What's going on here? It is the universal myth of that primal crime in which every father murders his son. Think back to the beginning of this movie of all movies, to the scene where Sir John and Larry first meet. The portrait of Larry's elder brother John, who died in a hunting accident, looks exactly like Lon Chaney Jr. Could they be twins? There'd have been no problem of primogeniture in that case, and Larry would never have had to leave for America in the first place. There'd have been no distance to travel, no home to return to, no initial complication of plot. No, it is the crime in the father for which the sons must atone in blood. No surprise that the one time Larry really needs his father, Sir John ties him to a chair and locks the doors and windows, but can't stay with him. His place is at the hunt. He can't be bothered with all this superstitious nonsense the old gypsy woman's been feeding his son. Upholder of aristocratic convention, he believes only in the strength of tradition, of doing one's duty, the landowning custom, and keeping one's place. When he comes face to face with Maria in her horse-drawn wagon, he recognizes the threat of woman to man's established order. You don't believe in the witches' tales, do you, Sir John? Yes, you were saying, Sir John? Run, Sir John. By this time, he's running through the fog to save his son. but you know it's too late. It is myth, pure myth, inexorable inevitability, myth of a father running through time's fog to save his son, intercepted en route by howls and wild eyes, fangs and claws of the beast in himself that is slain too late.